going to take you down the intercoastal, and we're going to end up down on the north end of Long Bar. Oh, it's your friend. Say hi. They come to say good morning to you. Good morning. Dolphins are saying good morning. I'm going to take y'all and show y'all the area where Carlos showed me where this marina is going to be and where he's going to have to dredge. You have this general area right here where the mega marina is supposed to be. I have a homemade Cortez critter getter that my husband built me, and I am going to walk through this grass, and I am going to just the top, not dig down by no means, just glaze the top of the seagrass, and I'm going to put it on the bow of my boat and show y'all what lives out there. Just a small example of what lives out here. All right, so far we have a pipefish, which is a cousin to the seahorse. Look at the baby seahorse, guys. We've got baby shrimp everywhere. This is a nursery. These are the shrimp that my husband catch, which are very vital right now to the sports fishing industry. Oh, this is here. This is so cool. Nobody ever gets to see this unless you come out here. Look at this crab. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Look at the ospreys looking for their dinner. See the osprey? He's looking for lunch.
I don't deny the man to develop his property, but I do have a big problem with them coming in here and doing any kind of dredging, channel dredging, coming in here, building a huge inshore marina, and cutting out the mangroves. You know, there's old growth mangroves in here. There's some of them like 40 feet tall. Those babies have been around for a long time.
Well, we have to be very diligent in protecting our mangroves because of their importance to fisheries production. Over 80% of our commercially and recreationally important species are dependent on this ecosystem.
You've got grouper, redfish, trout, flounder, every crab there is, every juvenile fish and crab comes and lives in these grass flats and through these mangroves until they're big enough to go out on their own and swim away.
The mangroves are really the nursery.
It is.
Oh,
it's the nursing ground.
All fish.
It is.
You know, I found out, I'm an offshore fisherman, but I found out that the gag grouper, the smallest ones, are in there, in amongst the mangrove roots.
Listen.
It said redfish, trout, everything's in there. So, I don't believe we ought to destroy any of that.
The mangroves are almost like a natural filtering system. The roots and maze of branches form a way of helping maintain good water quality. They also are very important when we have hurricanes. They reduce flooding. We learned a lesson with Katrina in New Orleans where we had lost a lot of the salt marsh habitat. Basically that water flowing over the roots and whatnot slows it down. It helps prevent that erosion, that flooding, and also helps prevent erosion along the shoreline. So they are a very important natural barrier to protect our upland resources.
He has every right in the world to apply for permits with the state of Florida to come in here and cut all of these mangroves down to a height of 6 feet. If they were to come in here and do that to these mangroves, all of these mangroves would pretty much cease to act like they're supposed to. It's just not a natural situation, especially for the birds. You know, the birds get incredibly impacted by cutting down those mangroves to a 6-foot level.
So I'm seeing some roseate spoonbills roosting in the tree, maybe a great blue heron near the shoreline, and we're just talking about the importance of these mangroves. There's a nesting island, which we refer to as Cortez Key or Bird Key, just in the north here where we launched, and you know, this area is where they're coming when they're nesting and they have chicks in the nest to come forage. You know, just as the fishermen are coming down here, the birds are coming down here to catch fish and feed their young. And you know, when they're not feeding or during the winter, they're out here roosting. They're roosting in the safe place with easy access to food. And that's right, if you cut down the mangroves, you know, you destroy that safe haven for the birds.
One of the most beautiful sights is to see the white pelicans on their winter layover, and they inhabit that entire shoreline. You will see flocks of white pelicans just swimming along, dipping, and then you'll see these magnificent, magnificent groups of white pelicans soaring above it all, and then you'll see them come in for a landing. And I fear that this is going to be gone when we start to trim the mangroves and dredge the area, remove the oyster bars, which are feeding stations for the crustaceans and the fish in the area. And I just feel like it is not a good thing for Manatee County and for the sport fishermen like myself.
In Florida, everything, you know, that we think Florida stands for, what Florida is. And this is one of the last places that's like this. It'd be terrible to let that go through. I guess sometime, maybe Florida will have to be wall-to-wall homes and things to keep more people coming down. But, Lord, I hope it's a long ways off.
You don't see any big, 40, 50-foot yachts down here because you're taking, you can't navigate this part of the bay with boats like that. What are you going to do? Dig a channel from here all the way over to the ICW?
You're going to have to. There is a ridge on the east side of the ICW. You're not getting a boat through there. You are not. There are little sloughs. If you know what you're doing, you can weed yourself through there, but you're not getting a boat anywhere in through here for no channel. So are you going to go that way? If you go that way, you have Long Bar to deal with. That's a long way down there to begin with. If you go this way, this side, which is, I believe, is what he said he wants to do. He needs that channel this side, which is the north side of Long Bar. Now, if you will look behind me at the shoreline, and then you go all the way to the ICW, you can see a boat running right now in the ICW. That's a long way, son. That is a long way.
Well, it's a practice of, dredging and filling. You dredge it, dredge, it's self-explanatory. You're taking that material away, you're cutting through the rock, you're changing the depths. Seagrasses grow at a certain depth, oysters grow at a certain depth, and when you take that away, when you change that depth, it won't grow.
From Long Bar Point all the way through the Cortez Peninsula up into Palmasola Bay is a lot of bedrock, and they're going to have to not only dredge, but they're going to have to cut through that bedrock.
I am no good on land, I'm only good out here. All right, this is what I know. I personally myself have relatives that come from the East Coast on the weekends to come here and fish because they say, Kathy, because I'm always messing with them because they're sports fishermen, I'm a commercial fisherman, and I'm always messing with them. Hey, why are you sporties from the East Coast coming over here messing with our fishing grounds? There's none left. It's all concrete, it's all hotels, the whole shoreline. There is no place like this for them to fish at all. So that I do know.
When you stop and think about it, when is the last time any of you all have heard of a dredging project, the magnitude of what they're talking about here to create this marina, that has taken place anywhere, in this part of the state anyhow, in the last 40 years? I mean, this would be totally unprecedented. It's insane to me.
It's awfully important to the commercial fisheries, and it will be to the recreational fishing too if they can't catch fish. This may cut it down a lot if it goes through. And we're going to have to do our best to keep it from going. Put our commissioners on the spot. Now, I guess we'll find out one thing. What kind of commissioners we got.